Good day, good evening, good afternoon. Dave here, David Mannell, aka Trinity 4. Did you know that I got the nickname Trinity 32 years ago when I was doing my national service? I was 17 years old, a month or two from my 18th birthday, and I was just starting my basic training. And one of the training officers, like one of those hard nut guys who shout at you an awful lot if he was like, "You look like Terence Hill," and in fact, he or something like, "You look like Trinity." There's a movie with Terence Hill in it called "They Call Me Trinity." It's part of a series of spaghetti westerns, and I hadn't seen the movie and I didn't know the reference, and I can't really see the likeness, but that was the name Trinity, and it stuck through the 2 years of my national service. And I then, after the war and everything, I kind of stepped away from all of that and forgot all about those things. And when I came to writing my book, or when I came to start writing my story back 5 or 6 years ago, one of the old soldiers I was with back in the day, damn, his name's just escaped my mind. But anyway, he's like, "Oh, didn't they used to call you Trinity?" And shit, I'd forgotten all about that. So when I set up this channel, the Trinity connects with the three parts of who we are and what this is and so on. And so I picked that name, and obviously it was Trinity for man originally, or Trinity for all man. But that's just an anagram of my surname, and also, the idea that we're in this together and that we're doing what we're doing to try and help one another as well as ourselves. So I just, when I see the things that are going on in the mainstream media at the moment, and I see the things that are going on in the truther communities, then I think, sheepers, we are getting closer and closer to truth of this place and this reality, and the system is becoming increasingly perverse in the things it needs to do to maintain its integrity or its grip on this reality. And what it wants for us to do is to be fretful, fearful, digging in the trenches of our various little collective groups that we've been given, whether it be a color group or a religion group. And so it's kind of pushing people a little bit to say things and do things and be places and do all this sort of stuff. And this, we might be in the kind of final tests here. This might be one of the final tests that we've got to learn from. And I mean, this system, well, not obviously, but I think this system of control just keeps recycling itself one way or another. So I'm not suggesting there's an implosion event about to happen, but in terms of our understanding of things and our insight as to who and what we are, then I think these are the most exciting times. And for me, just the people I see around me and the things that have been going on. I just discovered that Eric Dubay put that hit piece video of me on his website, and that's really quite exciting, actually, because if that's the kind of play that's going on, then if you have discernment, you'll start to realize more and more about who's who and what's what in this system, and where you want to align yourself. There's that verse from the Bible about the wheat and the tares. You got to let them both grow together in the field, is the advice the farmer gave to his son, or to let them both grow together, and then at a time of harvest you will easily be able to tell one from the other. And I think that this is where we're coming towards a time of harvest. And this is meant in love, you know. I think there's nothing, I'm not trying to be antagonistic to anyone. I'll say truth that people may sound a little antagonistic. But then again, you know, if you're a ball believer, then saying that the earth can't be spinning is antagonistic. Saying that space is a fabrication is antagonistic. So, you know, I'm not wanting to do that other than to say anything other than what I see as truth. And if you can see truth, then good for you, you know. If you're getting caught up in all the furore over the various hot button topics that are from the stuff that's very public, like well known, like vaccines and banking, government perversions, those are the well-known things that you'll get from the mainstream newspapers. And then there's the less well-known things, like you know, the mud floods and the other secrets of giants and so on. Fantastic, as I've said the other day, but we don't want to be lost in that. You know, you know, assuming you're one of those people who's seeking to get to the end of the yellow brick road. I heard something from Matt, Quantum of Conscience, this morning, and it was like, wow, this guy's helping me, but also saying things that I've been saying myself. So I think I'm on the right path here, and you know, that righteousness will hopefully lead others to find their right way. You know, the wheat from the tares. So things that are going on around us should hopefully help people see the tares, and be much easier to stand alongside of the wheat, assuming that that's what you are in the system. So that's all I really wanted to say, is that it's actually really exciting what's going on. And you know, remember, you own your heart, you own your soul, it's up to you to possess that, control it, and not be brought into the various perversions of the system, much as you can be. It's a gradual process. It's not an immediate thing, perhaps, but that's, everyone's on their own path and on their own journey. So that's my little kind of summary and thing for the day. I'll just quickly say hello if anyone did stop in. Oh, someone did stop in, but my eyesight without the glasses, I can't really read. Whose name? Oh, eyes up. Hey man, how you going, brother? And is that Roxanne? No, it's Nathan. National Memorial. All right, brothers. Well, yeah, it's all good, and I wanted to keep this short, so hopefully people will get to spread it around and say, hey, it's all good. It's all good. It's all about finding that going on that inner journey. Oh, and as I've started to say, and Niven and a few others are really picking up on this bone, you know, maybe that Kilimanjaro, a mountain, is the center of our earth. Maybe that, or if not Kilimanjaro, then the Mount Meru, which is just 100 kilometers, 50 kilometers away from it. Maybe that's Mount Meru is the center of our earth. But Niven feels very strongly pulled to this idea that it's you know, the tree of life cut down. And I'm just saying, I'm saying, don't obviously, I'm not suggesting people go and lose themselves on the research of that, but the connection to the chakras, and that this might be the heart of our earth, is really appealing, you know, and that we've been misdirected to go and look at a North Pole, which probably doesn't exist. You know, I think that the compass, you know, that if you can paint either side of the compass needle red, you know, it's gonna take that alignment. And not only that, you know, the forces that are pulling that compass will probably be not thousands of miles away, but rather within the electromagnetic soup that you're standing when you pull the compass out of your pocket. Behind me are some of the beautiful bushes that peach, plum trees and apple trees that I've pruned last year, and this area here is where I grew all of that stuff that I grew last year. Not the weed. Anyway, so that's that. The heart might be at the center of our earth, you know, right in the middle of Africa. Well, not in the middle, but on the equator. And as I've always said, you are the star of the show. You know, in a loving way, you should be looking out for yourself, mind, body, and soul, the Trinity. Take care of yourself and those around you.